During the start of 2024, I found myself on a really big nostalgia wave. I was consuming all types of different media that I loved as a child, and I found it that I wasn't the only person who was on this nostalgia wave. There was a lot of other people who were on it too. That wasn't just me. And I kind of appreciated it even more that other people was feeling a sense of nostalgia like I was. Anything from books that I read to fashion, and then also handhelds. I have three biggest things that I love in the world at the moment. It is kind of spiraled as 2024 has come to an end. That's wrestling, art, and my love for handhelds. During the past year, I have accumulated a good collection of handhelds, and I don't plan on getting any more due to my collection being finished. I have a PS Vita, I have a new 3DS LL, and I have a DSi XL. All three of those handhelds mean tremendous. They just mean a lot to me. They have a lot of value to them also. And the way how I got all of them is kind of a it's not a crazy story, but it's just strange within itself. My very first handheld I got actually was a DS Lite back in 2012 due to my grades being up. And I had three games to it. It was a Hannah Montana game, it was a Brain Age game, and it was Spectrobes. After that, a couple of months later, unfortunately though, I was to accidentally drop it in a I think it was a cup of Kool-Aid after I lost my Spectrobes game card and I felt that there was no need to play my DS anymore. But fortunately, of course, my brother gave me his Game Boy, but after that time I kind of just fell out of love with games and stuff, and also other things were added onto it. But recently, I kind of decided I was going to jump back into it. I was doing a little bit of research, and the very first handheld that I picked up actually was a new 2DS XL. It was cheaper at the time. It was also so at a good price and it looked good. The gimmick without the 3DS kind of also set me ablaze because I didn't like the 3DS at the time. But fortunately, um, the guy was kind of he was kind of cool about it. He was like, yeah, well, I really don't play it that much and stuff like that. I'll give it to you for this good price right here. I took it and I did not like it at all. It felt cheap to me. Um, I just I just did not like it. The top of it, of course, it looks like a phone, and I thought that was kind of cool. But as I kind of started to notice, it, of course, is cheap. And I kind of missed that gimmicky 3DS XL with the 3DS feature. So I decided while I was looking for a 3DS and stuff that I was going to go on and just get something from my childhood to kind of get me on the nostalgia wave just a little bit more. I guess. Anyways, the next console I was to accumulate was a new DSi. I mean, a DSi XL. I got it for a really good price, and the girl I got it from was extremely sweet about it. And I think that DSi XL started my love for handhelds even more. When I loaded games onto that thing, I just felt like I was a kid again. I was taking it everywhere with me. I took it to school with me. I fell in love with that thing. And everybody else, when they saw it, they haven't seen a DS in years. And that made them want to kind of get into the nostalgia thing. I kind of started a little something with that. It was short ended really quickly, but I still started something kind of nostalgic for a lot of people. Well, anyways, while I was looking and stuff and I had my DSi, I decided I was going to finally look for my 3DS. So I was searching and I was looking and stuff like that. And I was looking for a specific model. It was a Japanese only colorway. It was a new 3DS LL in hot pink. And boy, I tell you, it's beautiful. It is pretty. This color was never, of course, released in the States. It was only released in Japan and stuff like that, right along with the other different special editions and colors. And is it pretty? I tell you something. At first, I thought it was actually fake because when I looked it up, I could not find anything about this color like that. Like, if you look up the Happy Home 3DS, you can look up the box, you can see when it was released. But this hot pink color, I could not find anything about it. Fortunately, though, it was real. It is real. It's an actual 3DS, and so I was looking for a cheaper one because 3DSs are extremely expensive. The original 3DSs are not, but when you get to those later models, like the ones where you can change the plates to it, and also the ones where they're a bigger screen and stuff that were released the very last DSs, which was the new 3DS XLs, it does get extremely pricier. And of course, it'll go range you from $200 to $250 or even more, depending on if you want a special edition like the Pikachu edition, and that goes for both the cheaper new 2DS and the, of course, more pricier one. I actually did, before I got my 2DS, I wanted the Pokemon one. It was in the shape of a Pokeball, and then I actually wanted the Pikachu new 3DS XL, but it was just way too expensive. And then I had to think about it. I was like, I want to play games on this thing. I don't know. I found it kind of like I don't know. I just wanted to just play games on it. I didn't want to show it off and stuff, and I just didn't feel any need to have something like, oh, look what I got, guys. I didn't want to show off. I just wanted something that, of course, fit me, had the color I wanted, and just something that was pretty. So while I was looking, I accidentally stumbled across PS Vitas. Now I had a PSP and stuff. I got one from the game store, and they only wanted like $40 for it, luckily, because it had no battery to it. And I found a battery, fortunately, for it, because my cousin actually had an old PSP that was broken. The screen was, but just the battery. So I got it for a great deal. And I just didn't play the PSP. I didn't have a cord for it. I don't even know why I bought it and I didn't have a cord for it. But I did not have a cord for it. And I said, whatever, I'm just gonna get a PS Vita. I heard good things about it in the past, but everybody wanted a 3DS. I kinda had a little a secret love for the PS Vita. I thought it looked really cool. And even now I kinda think that the Switch Lights kinda take on the form of a bigger PS Vita 2000 model. And that's exactly which one I got. I got a light blue PS Vita 2000 model. Those have the LCD screens. And yes, they are kind of, they're not like the 1000 models. Those all have OLED screens. Certain colors for the 2000 models were only released in Japan, just like the blue one I have. They have other colors too. It does give me the vibe of a Switch Lite. Anyways, though, I fortunately found a cheaper place to get my handhelds after I got my Vita, and that was eBay and stuff. So when I went on eBay, I fortunately had luck finding the exact 3DS I wanted, and I purchased it. And I loved it. It felt expensive, I guess, because it kind of is, but it felt well made, is what I'm trying to say. It felt extremely well made. And my love for my handhelds just grew even more. It grew and it grew, and to the point where I got a cheap Steam Deck, and I love it. It does everything I needed to do. It performs well, and it gives me a better feeling than when I had my Switch. My Switch, of course, was suffering from this issue where I would dock it and I would slide the joysticks back onto the screen. But let's say I was to push up without pushing the button on the back to lift up the joystick, it would just slide right off, and I was scared I was going to break it because it was a Splatoon 3 OLED Special Edition. And so that also kind of adds to the scary severity. That's also why I don't like special edition consoles like that. Due to, if they break their special edition, what can you do? And they all just look good. They just have different functionality, and you can just put like a sticker peel thing on there, like a mesh cover, so it doesn't even matter. But I just want to come and I want to rant about my love for handhelds and how much I just appreciate them for what they were and how they pioneered today's generation of computer handhelds like the Steam Deck and the Argo, our ROG Ally. And I feel like they're just really underdogs. The modding community kind of keeps them alive and gives them a second life and pushes them to their fullest potential. And I really do appreciate that they do that because it kind of shows just how many people love these handhelds for what they are. And that just makes me feel good to know that I'm not the only one who appreciates these handhelds for what they are and what they're going to add to value to people in the future. Reddit is a very big source of like when I see the love for these handhelds kind of shine through, especially the 3DS Reddit community. You can see all types of different people showing off the ones that they found for good deals, others showing off where they are with their 3DSs, and it just adds novelty. You customize them, you add all these custom themes to them, you put all your favorite games that you had as a kid, even ones that you never played as a kid, and it adds a second layer of beauty to them. I'm very appreciative of them. Other people are very appreciative, and I hope people in the future are even more appreciative. The only thing I hate about it is I really do wish that they were a little bit cheaper. You have those scalpers who rise the price because they are retro handhelds and a lot of people want them, and a lot of people are going to do anything to get that handheld that they want. So they're going to predatorize, of course, people like that. Do I feel bad? I do. I really do feel bad that people, of course, see that weakness and they try to take it to their advantage. But game is game, I guess, and people do want what they want. But with the rise of consoles not really being up to par anymore, and PCs coming to a rise and having a really expensive price to entry, handhelds are a great way for those casual gamers to really step their hand into the market and really see what it's like. Getting a cheap Steam Deck is like anyone's best barrier to entry when it comes to wanting to game but not wanting to spend all that money on a PC. And that just goes to show that a lot of people do want to game, but a lot of people don't want to spend the money for it. And Steam is a good place to get your games. They're always on sale. I'll tell you this, I made the mistake one time of getting Persona 3 Reload for $70, and then weeks later it went on sale for $40. And ever since I did that, I've never ever again paid full price for a game. I've always put it on my wish list and waited for it to go on sale. Because Steam is just that good. They put games on sale, and of course, everybody can have fun. And they also have free games that are up to par and high quality. And even with the Steam Deck, you can literally emulate any console you want. It does take a minute, and you also do need a PC to do it. But you can go to the library and you can do all that stuff from the library. You just need the right tools, of course, and I think they provide it for you there, or at least mine does. It's extremely amazing, and I do love the handheld community, and I loved what is become and what is going to be in the future, and I just wanted to just talk about it. Well, I have nothing else to say, but I do hope that it kind of made you feel good that there's, other people out there who love them just as much as you do, just as much as I do, and so on beyond. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk, and this is Cyber signing out.